a very different persona from how I am online to how I hang out with my family. I would say that I'm a bit more unhinged, a little bit more committing to the bit. And unfortunately, I've set that standard with my friends through my actions and the things that I do on the interwebs. Unfortunately, that means that I don't act like that in front of my family. Like even before I committed to the internet, I still acted like an idiot only with my friends instead of willingly in front of my family. I still like shoot the shit and do dumb things in front of my family members. Like back when I was a lot younger, anyways, I used to do that because I had a lot of energy and that's all we had back then before the internet was just each other. So a lot of our entertainment was just us messing around with each other. But there's certain people in my family that I don't do that in front of, like my dad. Unfortunately, I also haven't acted like that in about 14 to 13 years. It was around the time where I started going into middle school, and unfortunately, for some reason, I took myself way too seriously towards like my middle school to high school years. Even leading into my 20s, I think that I took myself way too seriously. And unfortunately, me taking myself too seriously has led to me sort of being anxious in front of my family members when I want to do my own thing. So that's why I haven't streamed, or one of the big reasons for why I haven't streamed over the past month is that I'm just afraid of acting like myself in front of them. All right, that's the internal reasons is that I'm just anxious to perform or do things in front of my family on the internet. A couple of other reasons that are more external, as in things I just can't control. I think I can control my internal thoughts on how cringe I am in front of my family. I can, at some point, I imagine, and I am willing to say that I can get over myself in front of my family. But the things that I can't control is how my family members act. One of the biggest things that I can't control is I have a nephew now. I have a newborn nephew, who's born about a month or two ago, and he's he's a baby, he's a literal baby. Unfortunately, the only ways that he knows how to interact with the world right now is by crying, which is unfortunate. I hope that when he grows up to be, I hope in newer times, and the upcoming times, I hope that he understands that there's more to this world and how you can interact with it than crying. I hope. I don't know. I don't know how to make babies view the world differently than the way that they physically are only able to. But I hope. I hope that he finds different ways to interact with the world. So yeah, that's the big reason why I didn't want to be streaming for a while is because I didn't want a baby to be crying on stream. I think that's to me that's very stressful. Is to have a baby crying in the background while I'm streaming for both myself and for what's going on here. The other thing is that I can't control how my sister interacts with both the baby and her boyfriend. I also don't want them to be saying stuff while I'm hanging out in front of my microphone that's like very personal. But things have changed recently. I think I should be able to do what I've been doing a lot more often. which is just going back to streaming. Hopefully, I've missed a lot since I've last streamed. As I've learned, they turned they I don't want to say dull. They sent the affiliate stuff down. Like they moved the bar down, which I didn't expect, but I guess they did. So that's interesting. What else am I thinking of? I don't know. I suppose I'll just use the time to vent my thoughts. I have notes written down. One of my big things I'm currently annoyed with is that for some reason and somehow we've been allowing. I don't know how it's been happening. I don't know whether or not it's like real or not. That like the things that have been happening recently, like real as in like natural events have caused these things to happen. For me, it's wild and crazy that we've allowed the like Child Protection Act to go through, where you need to verify your age before you access most things on the internet. It's crazy and wild to me that we've allowed that to happen. I don't know we're going to be able to interact with or deal with that in any meaningful way without doing some other stupid stuff that's going to cause irreparable damage. I've written that was none of that was in my notes, but it kind of leads into the thought what I've been having is that YouTube's AI. I'm very scared of YouTube's AI because the thing that's scary to me is that I don't want to get destroyed by YouTube's AI for content that I watch because I've been watching sort of the same stuff that I have been since I was in middle school. And I think the big thing is gonna like strike me like YouTube's AI is gonna be like you're a child is me watching like Markiplier play Five Nights at Freddy's because sometimes I like to go down a nostalgia trip and like watch him play that series, however way that it is. There's a big thing that I'm scared of. Is getting screwed over by that. uh, I don't know what else I watched that can be considered like very child coded. I guess is the like most awful way I can put it. The only thing I can think of is that YouTube, for some reason, thinks that like me watching VTubers is on the same level as being an actual kid. Like YouTube, whenever I watch specific VTubers on their content, YouTube thinks, "Oh yeah, you're 10 years old. I'm gonna be sending you YouTube content about Legos or whatever, like random kid toy stuff. We're gonna be sending you videos of like people eating Lego, like not Legos, Play-Doh. The more acceptable thing to eat rather than Lego. Yeah, I don't see myself streaming for too long for this. It's mostly just going to be like a little tiny thing for me to vent some thoughts as well as to say that I am going to be streaming again. The title should have reflected that, but I didn't think that far ahead. I just wanted to do this right away. Yeah, there's that. I don't know what to do beyond this because I just wanted to webfish and then as soon as I boot the stream up, I just wanted to give a quick update about my life and how things have been going. And now I'm starting to think, shit, what am I gonna do? Because I had the idea of like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do some simple web fishing. I'm just gonna just sit here and shoot the shit and talk about some stuff. But I've unfortunately just been walking in circles and kind of just venting my frustrations about life and stuff. Not a lot of actual fishing on the web going on here. So I'm trying to figure out where the chat is on my phone because I didn't set my laptop up, I'm gonna be honest. I forgot to do that, and so I have just my phone here. I'm not even gonna bother trying for that anymore. I just have my phone here, and I have it set to the stream so I can actually watch it and see if anything happens in the chat, which I doubt will happen because it's been... God, how long has it been since I've last streamed? Like 2-3 months, maybe even up to 4. It feels like, at least. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like I haven't streamed for most of the year, which is a shame because it's legit been one of my goals, is that I wanted to stream for the whole year because I wanted to get into it. I wanted to be content creator, man. I wanted to get back into the habits of what I wanted to do when I was like a young man, when I was 13 or so. Is that I just wanted to get back into making content on the webs. I probably won't be playing web fishing the entire hour that I want to stream. I'm actually gonna get myself... How long have I been streaming for? 14 minutes? Okay, so I'll do like 45. I got a cool watch, by the way. I'm setting that up so I can... So I'll know that I'm done streaming for the hour. Because I really don't know what I'm gonna be doing, in all honesty. Hold on, I'm gonna quickly pick up the... Oh, I already have the royalty-free boombox. Let's go gambling. Okay, we'll just do one. I highly doubt as if I'm gonna be able to get anything off this one scratch card, but I have extra money for it. Nothing so far. That's gonna be a third nothing here. Yeah, look at this. Let the lesson be, never gamble. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting because I haven't... It's been... Not only has it been so long since I've last been streaming, I also have no idea what I want to stream anymore. I've been going through like an internal monologue, an internal discussion with myself. I've been self-actualizing. Not really, that's like a dramatization of what I've been doing. I just kind of been talking to myself for the past couple days. When I feel like as if I want to start streaming again, what I've wanted to do is that I wanted to... Here we go. How does this work? When I've been wanting to stream for the past couple of days, I've been thinking that I wanted to... The music's not on, I guess. Sorry, I suppose this is a good sense of why streaming is kind of a difficult thing for me, is that sometimes I just get so easily distracted. Okay, that's too loud. Anyways, yeah, what I've been wanting to stream for the past couple of days, I should have like done further self-actualizing on it, but I want to get back into sort of more roleplay focused content, which is something that I didn't do to begin with. I think I've started to get into the groove of trying to find RP content that I wanted to do when I played Battle Brothers. And what I did is that I sort of like took the events of what was going on and then I started describing it like a Dungeons and Dragons game, like a dungeon master. I was like, oh, this guy strikes at him, leaving a scar on his cheek or whatever. Like this was a horrible thing to like start off with, but that was an immediate example of what I wanted to do. Yeah, I think that was the what I wanted to do when I started like before I had to start taking my break on streaming, is that I wanted to do more content like that. Is that I wanted to do more roleplay content or storytelling content. Because to me, that's interesting. I also wonder if it's worth finding an LFG of like smaller streamers like myself, of people who just want to like get a group together and just do streamer gamer content with each other. Because I would love to find dudes to play like TTT or any other games like that with each other. Hold on, I gotta see what my bait is. Okay, I guess it's good for here. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do, is that I wanted to... Or this a thing that I want to do, but I have no idea how I'm gonna go about doing it. Because it's very hard for me to not only socialize, but it's also hard for me to keep relationships going on long terms with people. I had, before I started like giving up, or not giving up, I had to give up streaming for a bit. I don't want to give up streaming entirely. I do genuinely want to get back into it. Hold on, I gotta focus. No! Hold on. Dude, that music was scaring the shit out of me. The like horns or whatever. Are they both tied in together? I don't want to listen to the Silent Hill music. It's like stressed me out. It genuinely scared me. Okay, we'll turn that off then. Like, I genuinely got scared by that because I was like, wait, is that the siren outside going off? Because there's been a few times where we recently needed to turn the siren on, and it's, I wouldn't say it scared the shit out of me, but it was enough for me to be like, oh wow. Let me put this on then. I really don't remember what I was just talking about. I think I was talking about, yeah, I have a hard time keeping up relationships with people. I think it might be a sort of like outdated, ill-conceived thought that I've had, where I'm like, oh yeah, friendships, you need to make constant. Maybe I need to switch off of using this bait. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting these. Now with the power I have on this. But I've been thinking, maybe it's kind of just like an old, outdated, antiquated way to go about things, where it's sort of like, oh, you have to keep constant maintenance with your relationships. You always need to talk to all of your friends every day, daily. Otherwise, they're not gonna be your friend anymore. And then I don't know, it feels like that's just an unhealthy way of looking at it. But I think it's like sort of an antiquated thought that I've had about it, because it's just one of those things where when you're in school, you basically are programmed to meet with the same people every day for like 10 hours a day and to constantly just talk to them. Like, you don't have to constantly talk to them, but you do talk to them like every day. So I think that's just in like a sort of like standard that was like forced upon me that I never fully realized. That's just sort of programmed into me because we are social creatures and it is nice to talk to people, but I think the standard of, oh, what the hell? I don't know. I hate when my mouse does that. I don't know why it does that. There might be a hair in the like little laser or something. I don't know. But it's it's an axiom, I suppose, where you just have to talk to your friends daily. And I think that's just I don't know, I think that's just in the current day, modern day and age, with the way that we are currently growing as a way that nature didn't conceive, or we should just review how relationships work, because I don't think anybody likes falling out of a friendship. But I feel like as if the thing that causes a couple of falling outs in friendships is the idea of like, I didn't talk to this person for X amount of time, therefore if I talk to them now, they're gonna be mad at me because I haven't talked to them. And I just think that's an unfortunate standard we've given other people, or we've given ourselves and other people, is that we have to just hold ourselves to that standard of, we didn't talk to person X for Y amount of time, therefore they're gonna hate me when I do eventually talk to them. Like as if there's a hard limit to when you can talk to people. I think we also overvalue how we interact with other people. But at the same time, I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where if you're in a friendship with somebody, and if you really do value that friendship, then you probably need to set expectations for yourself and your friend, where if you're gonna be like, oh, I've been saying hello to you for a bit, but I kind of want to have like a bigger conversation, and the other person is like, all right, that's respectable, I kind of agree with that. I have just been saying hello as well because I haven't been feeling up for a conversation as well. Like I think it's on both parties to come to a compromise, as well as both parties to actually go out of your way to set those expectations of, what we've been doing has been nice, but I would like to do more in regards to us talking to each other. Like that sort of thing. Instead, there's like a lapse in communication where both parties assume something out of the other. Where it's like, I have been saying hello to you for the past 3 weeks, and I thought that was just enough because we do occasionally hang out. But the other party is like, oh, I think it's nice that we do hang out sometimes, but whenever we do text or call each other, I would like to have like a conversation for about 5 minutes to talk about the things that are going on and whatnot. I think it's reasonable and understandable to have the expectation and to communicate those expectations that you have with your friend. And if you can't agree with those, then you make compromises if you truly value that friendship. But it's like, I don't know, the word compromise sort of feels like let me look up this word before I use it, because it feels like I want to use it, but I feel like it's gonna be a thing, a misnomer, I guess. Like what did I say? Compromise. Compromise has sort of become a misnomer for, you need to give up something, period. Like you personally, like you need to give something up for this relationship that you're a part of, rather than having it be a sort of healthy thing where it's like you and your friend make the compromise. Like you need to give something up in order to meet in the middle, as a sort of respect goes both ways sort of thing. I feel like compromising has sort of become a misnomer for you just have to sacrifice something for your friendship. And we just kind of don't fully realize that. I don't know, when I say we, I feel like it's just a general thing where people just kind of like. I don't know, it's hard to explain my thoughts, especially when I lose my train of thought. But it's like, we're friends and we need to make compromises. Like, it's a respect goes both ways sort of thing. Here I am, we talking in circles. I suppose that's the end of my thought in regards to that. Now that I've noticed, I'm just talking in circles. I just think it's very unfortunate because it feels like friendships have become less of a thing that you experience with others and more of a like, okay, I've talked with you more than 3 times, now we're friends. Like, instead of it having it be like a sort of experience thing where you and a person are experiencing this together, it sort of becomes like a weird transactional thing where it's like, all right, I vent to you and now you vent to me, and this is how this works. Our relationship is a transactional relationship, like back and forth of you constantly meeting my needs, and then I need to meet your needs, and then we'll just do this back and forth forever, rather than having it be an experience of like you and this other person are friends and you just do things together without like having a deal come out of it in any way. I don't know. I think I'm just insane and tired of the interactions I've had with other people that sort of driven me to have these thoughts, like these personal frustrations that I've had that I've never vented before. Instead, I just sort of internalized and never fully thought about. I think I may just be losing my mind. I think I'm just out of touch with both myself on a reasonable and, I suppose, an id and ego level. Is that I'm just completely lost myself and lost touch with myself. Because I like to think that I'm a reasonable person, but unfortunately, the recent interactions I've had over the past week or so have led to me realizing that I am not as reasonable as I thought that I have been. I am not as well thought or well spoken or well versed as I would like to be, and I've kind of just been facing that reality. And I think me meeting and seeing those moments of reality have been leading to me sort of slowly unraveling, and I haven't been able to recompose myself in a reasonable way. So I just keep setting this standard for myself and being like, I'm gonna meet this every time, and each time that I fail to meet it, I just keep going at it without fully realizing or fully coming to terms with I'm probably not that person that I initially thought that I was, and I should probably work on myself to be that person that I really want to be. But I am unfortunately not thinking of how I'm gonna meet that person or be them. Instead, I've just been being unreasonable on myself and letting myself fail to meet the standards that I have set. And not just that, but also I've come to realize and notice that not only am I not meeting the standards that I set for myself, but anytime that I'm met with conflict or a setback in regards to becoming the person that I want to be, I never fully embrace the challenge, and instead I kind of let it beat myself down and I just never give myself like the reasonable I don't know, recomposure to myself. Instead I kind of just let myself fall apart and stay falling apart until I randomly decide, all right, I'm good to fall back. I am good to try meeting that standard that I've been constantly failing to meet. And I think it's just an unfortunate thing that I just cause and give myself. One of the biggest things that I've been wanting to do recently is that I've been wanting to love myself more often. I've been wanting to treat myself better. And the reason why, I suppose this is like a very selfish thing for me, is that I really want to be nicer to other people. And the way that I think about being able to being nicer to other people is by, if I treat myself nice, I'll treat others nice, because I like how it feels to treat myself nice. So therefore, I'll help other people feel nice. Like, it's sort of like a selfish reason for wanting to get into like a positive feedback loop, is because I'll be thinking, oh, I feel nice, so me feeling nice, I'm gonna help that other person feel nice, and seeing them feel nice is going to make me feel nice, and then I'll just keep going and going. It's a very selfish way to look about trying to fix myself or trying to make myself feel better in a reasonable way. Although I suppose using the language that I'm using right now as saying I'm gonna fix myself is a very unhealthy way to look at how I've been perceiving myself, my own reflection. I don't know, I suppose I've been sort of like, okay, here's what I sort of miss about being a streamer. When I'm a streamer, I focus on my own things. I make my own YouTube videos, and I don't worry about anyone else. In my time of being not a streamer or not a content creator, I've been sort of falling into a negative feedback loop of seeing another person, like another streamer or YouTuber who just goes through drama, and seeing them both fail and succeed at the same time has been sort of like causing a like blow to both my ego and sort of just my well-being in general, because I'm like, damn, this person who's a completely unreasonable, hateful being is far more successful than I'll be or ever will be, and they're doing a bunch of dumb things to squander their success when all that they need to do is just be a reasonable person. But unfortunately, sometimes people being unreasonable is what is expected and what is wanted out of a content creator. So it's like, cool, I'm gonna be a horrible person and watch as they make 30 million views of my videos and get $10,000 off this one video of me being a horrible person. And then all these other people who are also making content about me being an awful person are gonna be making thousands of dollars off of me being bad. And it's like disheartening, because I watch other YouTubers and content creators and I think, wow, I like what they do. I like watching these videos. They make me happy. But unfortunately, due to me being out of like the content streamer YouTuber loop, I don't get to focus on the positivities of creativity, the positives of creativity. Instead, I kind of just get thrown into the deep end of YouTuber clickbait drama and stuff. Oh, I don't have any bait. yeah, the YouTube clickbait drama stuff has been like sort of putting a damper on me mentally because I haven't been able to make content for a while. I've been realizing, I've been thinking, I could probably just make YouTube videos again and just do that instead, but I haven't been feeling the motivation for it. Because I would rather, I don't know, I feel iffy about it. Like, I do like streaming and I do want to do it more than making YouTube videos. But at the same time, I kind of want to go back into making YouTube videos. I want to get good at editing again because that's one thing that I enjoyed, was that I enjoyed being an editor. I liked adding things to a video and sort of highlighting a funny moment and then making it even better by being transformative with it. But at the same time, I do just like streaming because it's better for me in my head because I can just kind of shoot the shit and hang out with my buddies. Because that's what I would like to do. Is just hang out with my buddies and my friends and play video games and also make money while doing it. It's sort of selfish of me to say this, but I've been wanting to be able to get to the point where I can comfortably make a bit of money from streaming and doing YouTube. Not enough where I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm like mega rich, I'm gonna buy a car with 3 months worth, like a brand new car with 3 months worth of streaming. I want to be able to like comfortably buy myself lunch occasionally, like every week or so, or like buy a nice pair of cheap groceries, but like a nice grocery shopping, like about maybe $50 or so every week, and comfortably like save the rest of my money for myself if I ever wanted to do anything with it. I want to get to that point in streaming. Like I don't care about making thousands of dollars or making major streamer bucks. I just want to get to the point where I can just comfortably buy groceries. maybe getting enough to also pay the bills would be really awesome. Like usually the bills are like $200 a month where I live, and there's also rent, which is probably another couple hundred, which would be nice to meet and be able to do, is to meet both of those quotas. Those would be nice. Unfortunately, I don't get to, I don't know, I just have to get back to it. I just have to go back to making content, both on YouTube and here on Twitch. Twitch has been doing a thing where they also knocked down the affiliate thing, because I think they're trying to make affiliate more accessible to streamers on the platform. But unfortunately, I think that also means that they've also upped how much you need to make for the affiliate program. I don't know, like, I do want to get back into it, but at the same time, it's also like really disheartening to be like, I want to live, I want to survive, I want people to see the things that I make, and just kind of seeing and realizing like, how hard of an uphill battle it is to get to that point of being a content creator. It's just one of those unfortunate things. Because I've been wanting to be a content creator since I was like 10, maybe even younger, because I used to watch Let's Players back in 2010, 15 years ago, and that was like my favorite piece of just content. I was just watching YouTubers play a game and just seeing them do silly dumb things. Like I wanted to make a Let's Play for the longest time. I want to be a Let's Player. That's always been my goal since I was like 10, is that I wanted to play video games and upload to YouTube. And I suppose as I watch more people like Smosh, Rooster Teeth, Tobuscus, yada yada. Like, Tobuscus isn't like an inspiration for me now, but back then, seeing all those YouTubers doing their thing made me want to be like, I want to do that. I want to make vlogs. I want to do Let's Plays, and I also want to make skits and stuff. I suppose back then and even now, it's still as like achievable as it is. It's just that sometimes you're just lucky, or sometimes you do learn the right lessons out of the things that you're doing. There's a lot of YouTubers and others in recent times who still... What is this? Oh. I accidentally joined somebody else's stream because it was just like a random thing that popped up on my Twitch. It's sort of a thing that I've been wanting to do for the longest time. Sorry, I just randomly threw myself into a flashback when I said that because I reminded myself of the Billy Joel song. There's been a lot of YouTubers who say, yeah, you can become a YouTuber, you can become a streamer now, you can do whatever in like nowadays, but unfortunately a lot of the people who do those things are a lot of the people who are giving advice right now are also like people who are just in it for the money nowadays. Like, not like it's sort of like a semi-casual, they're doing it for all the money that they can make and get right now. A lot of them are giving advice that are reasonable and actionable within the current YouTuber, content creator, streamer space that is currently going on YouTube and Twitch. So I can see the advice that they give in my time of being a streamer, content creator, and all that is reasonable to me. Sorry, I was adjusting my headphones. It's reasonable and actionable, but the problem is that the people who've been giving that advice, I don't like as a person, because a lot of the times they've gotten to a point where they're only just purely in it for the money now, or maybe they've always been in it for the money. But for me, that's very disheartening to see that, and also see that they're very bad people. Like, there's a streamer that I've watched, or not I've watched, but whose advice I've seen and sort of taken the inspiration of. But unfortunately, he's just become a very unforgiving person in recent time. While his advice is sound, I don't like him as a person because he's mean. Okay. I don't know, maybe it's just me being selfish. I suppose here's how you can tell that I haven't web fished for a bit. I haven't deployed the buddies. I'm gonna deploy them on different sides so I don't need to worry about them. But that's largely me, is that I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I don't think I'm cut out as like a career streamer. Like, I don't see myself getting thousands of viewers, getting like $1 million eventually at some point somehow through streaming, because a lot of the like scummier tactics of making money to me is very unreasonable and very unforgiving. Because I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why? I don't know. For me, the biggest thing that like kills me on it is like the drama sphere and being a bad person and treating others horribly is like the thing that sort of pushes me over the edge of being like, wow, I just can't do it. Oh, let me get this thing from this buddy. I've seen so many content creators who I quasi respect eventually just become like such a horrible and irredeemable person that I just can't help but to be like, what am I supposed to do with this reasonable and sound advice he gave me? Because it's, I don't know, does the value of a person, does the value of a person devalue the reasonable and sound advice that they give? I suppose it's sort of a separate the art from the artist type of thing. I don't know, it's very hard to do. I feel like also separating art from the artist thing, I don't know when that became a phrase. I need to look that up actually. Well, let me get this fish first before I finish typing that. Okay, it came from a... Okay, separating the art from the artist came from a 20th century thing, which is the 1900s. It came from the early 20th century thing. I feel iffy about it, in all honesty, if it's from that sort of era, because I think that was at the point where we started mass producing... We started to be able to mass produce art so much and so well that it sort of just became a marketing thing where even if a person is bad, you can be like, all right, but I don't know, this author A is a really bad person IRL, but their book is so good that I am willing to buy the book, whatever. I don't know. I guess I'm just, yeah, I don't know why I'm very cynical of like phrases and things that have come from the modern age. I think one of the things that have caused me to be very cynical on those type of things is the idea of the bucket list. The bucket list is an idea that have come about recently, sort of the turn of the millennia. And I believe it's a sort of like marketing thing where traveling agencies want people to travel more often. So they invented the idea of the bucket list, where it's like, okay, you old people, before you kick the bucket, make a list of places where you want to go or things you want to do, and then go and achieve it. Get all the experiences that you didn't get to experience in life. and spend all of your money at the traveling agencies doing these things so that you can go in and achieve your dreams. Like, unfortunately, that is genuinely my thought on bucket lists and how they came to be. Is that I genuinely think that they're just a marketing ploy for people to just go out and spend the last of their money before they die, because they've accrued so much wealth and also retirement funds that they can just go and do that. That's my thoughts on it. It's probably a very selfish thing to think of. I also changed some settings last night. I forgot to change them back, so let me change my noise gate back up. There we go. This should be reasonable. Shining huge sturgeon. Let's go. Let's go. I think another thing that's also been, I don't think I'm a person who holds a conversation well. I think a lot of times whenever I do things, I'm very one-sided when I talk. And I think that's sort of just a habit I've developed from both being a content creator and also being the clown in my friend group. Like, I'm used to being like, honk honk, I'm the funny guy, like in my friend group, like I'm the clown. So I'm very used to being like the center of attention, making the jokes and saying a bunch of shit just to get the ball rolling. And I think that has developed like a sort of unhealthy thing for me. I don't know why. I always feel like as if I have the need to like have my get a word in to say stuff. And unfortunately, I just don't have the energy to do that anymore. And I don't see myself actually bringing myself to be the clown. The clown man. I'm bringing this up because I've noticed I've noticed that whenever I talk to people, like actual people, both in real life and also like over voice chat. This is an Animal Crossing song? I would have never known. It's like 35 minutes into the thing. Able Sisters New Horizons. I've never known. What do you know? But anyways, as I was saying, I've noticed that I have a lot of points, I kind of just have a habit of bringing in a one-sided like conversation, where it's kind of just me blabbing, me talking, and me just doing other stuff. I've never fully realized I've done that until I wouldn't say recently, but within sort of into my early 20s, and it's sort of been a habit I've been trying to fix, but at the same time I think I overthink it. I think I overthink conversations. Like, I think somehow in some way I think that conversations are a thing where we should win somehow. I don't know why I think that. Just an unreasonable expectation. It's an unreasonable expectation and just sort of a weird dynamic I have socially, where for some reason I just think that I need to win conversation somehow. I think it's me sort of like trying to develop a process on having conversations better and doing them better. Is that for some reason I think when I need when somebody for some reason when I think having a process for conversing is somehow on the same level of I need to win a conversation. I have to have the last word in. Or sometimes sometimes whenever my friends are talking, I don't like respond to things they say. I just have a bit from a thing that they said like 3 sentences ago, and I'm just waiting for my turn to put my say in. Like a fucking like I have a turn order in an RPG. I'm just waiting to send in my like super combo move, my finisher, my buster or whatever in Final Fantasy. I'm just waiting for my turn to drop it, and the conversation moved on to an entirely different topic, and I don't vibe with it. Well, time for fishing is almost up. It's been an hour. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I did think that I just wanted to stream for like an hour just to get into the rhythm of it. Probably, well, I won't say I probably will. I'm most likely going to stream tomorrow. I'd really love to, and I really want to. I just don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. That's the problem. Unfortunately, a big problem is that I'm also incredibly tired and I can't think of what I want to do if I do stream tomorrow. Not if, when I do stream tomorrow. I love how tiny that crayon is. Inside my DNA. Oh, that's a Kendrick Lamar song. Now that I said it out loud, now I know why it's stuck in my head. It's like I've been listening to one of Kendrick Lamar's like older albums. I don't know what to call it, or I don't know what it's called. But it's been an album that's been stuck in my head for a bit. Hold on, I'm turning the music off. I'm gonna play just a little bit. I'm gonna play a little ditty. Hold on, I think I accidentally pressed. There you go. Oh, whoops, I forgot that this was here too. Why is that there? Okay.